Hello, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video, and welcome back to the horror bar. So today's video, we are building another diorama. We are building a diorama for Sam finally. I've had this figure for years now, and I've never made a diorama for him. I've made dioramas for pretty much all my other Neca figures, apart from this one. This one I usually end up displaying, just sat on the shelf, that's why, so I've never really felt like it needed a diorama. But I want to make another one diorama, so I thought I should make him one in theory. So the one I'm going for, the one I'm going to make is took from scenes from the movie. I try to obviously, all my dioramas, I try to make them look like scenes from the actual movie of the actual figure itself. So for this one, it was, I don't know, it was kind of difficult to find something specific to the Trick or Treat film. So I decided just to go for like the porchway of like the front of the steps of leading to a house. One of the main characters in the movie, it's his house, and there is a scene where Sam is actually going up the steps to that house. So that's what we're going to go for. So I've started doing some of it now. So this is what we've got so far. So we actually done the stairs itself, or the steps. I've grooved in like the wood effect on the top as well as the actual steps itself, so you can see the wood effect on there. So obviously nothing's been painted yet because it's still very early of building this diorama. Also, I've got the walls what are going to go at the side of each side of it. So the walls go at the side like that. So again, I'm just trying to go off the pictures that I've basically screenshotted from the movie, and to make it look like that porch scene. And then I've got another piece which I've just dropped, just another piece of foam, which one would be on that side, another one on that side. Then you would have your beams obviously coming down. So yeah, the size should have been obviously a lot bigger because Sam is a very small character in the movie, and so this diorama should have been a lot bigger, and you can see it's not going to be, but it's just going to have to do because otherwise the diorama is going to be way too big for my display. So this is what I'm just going to have to go for, and this is what I'll just have to do. So I could have him standing up there, or I could just have him sitting just on the steps like that. I like that look. I always like having him sitting down because that's how I used to display him on the shelf anyways. You just sat on the edge of the actual shelves. So that's how I'll display him, like that on this diorama. Now, the second part to this video, they ain't going to be split up. So literally, it's going to be the full video. So literally, you're seeing it like this now, and you're going to see the finished result in the same video as well. So you don't have to worry about waiting a week or two for the next part. It's going to be all in one. So basically, for me, it'll be a couple more weeks until this is finished, but for you, it'll be literally seconds in this video and to see the finished result. So in the actual pictures as well, there's like a stone effect on the side of the walls. So I've not done anything like that before, so I'm going to try my best to get looking like the stone effect on the sides, because that's what it's that's the pictures and what you can see how the wall is actually done in the movie. So the other thing as well, it's going to be very difficult to do, with it being Halloween night. I need to find Halloween sort of decorations, but obviously a lot smaller for this scale size, which is going to be a very difficult thing to do, especially since we're in near the end of March. October's a long time away, and I don't want to wait till October to finish this diorama. So I might have to have a look on eBay, or just try and make stuff for myself and to make it this Halloween look. I've got one pumpkin which is came with one of the Neca figures, which came with the Michael Myers 2018 one. So I'm going to use this one, and I don't think I've got any other pumpkins. I might have another one, I'm not too sure, but I'll just probably have him sort of just like on the side like that, so you can't really see the actual face. It just looks like an actual pumpkin on the side, something like that anyway. The wall keeps falling down now. Yeah, So you can see that's how it's going to look anyway, and obviously it'll look a hell of a lot better when it's all done and painted and more detail, and especially adding all that Halloween stuff to it as well to make it look like it was actually it's Halloween on the outside of the porch of somebody's house. There's going to be no back door or anything. I might build it. You might see it at the end of this video when it's all finished that I've actually made the door. I don't think I'm going to though, because with the size of this diorama, it should have been a lot bigger. And if I do a doorway, I think the doorway is going to look too big for the porchway, and I think it's going to look really odd. So I'm probably going to leave the doorway as it is. Saying that, I don't know. I'll just see how far I get with the rest of obviously putting everything together, and then see where we are. But you're going to see the finished result right about now. So there we are, the finished result. So this took me about 2 weeks in the end. I just dragged out basically like I always do when I'm making dioramas. I decided obviously not to make a door at the back, as you can see. I did make an actual base for it though, like a concrete base for it, the look of paving stones anyway. I added the pumpkins. I made the pumpkins myself as well with the foam. The only thing what's missing really, especially from images of what I was going for, was like a leaf effect, what was coming sort of like coming down across. I couldn't do it. I tried. I've got one of them like little leaf maker things, you know. It's like little pinchers. You put like say like some paper in there and you cut it and it shapes it into a leaf. I had one of them, but it's too small and it would have been very difficult to make. I would have to do it a lot of times just to make the leaves and everything, and then I would have to paint them or colour them in or whatever I would have to do, but it would have took way too long, plus the leaves was really small. I do have some leaves, but they're way too big what I use for my Halloween display, so I couldn't use them. So I'm just going to wait until it comes to around Halloween time again, and then just look out for anything I could use to add to this diorama. So what I've done is just added the pumpkins basically to give it that Halloween effect. I really like the pumpkins. I think the pumpkins came out looking really, really good. They are stuck in as well, so that you can't move them. That's how I wanted it. I wanted it so they're stuck in, you can't move them, and leave them where they are. I could have probably added more pumpkins, but I think I've added enough pumpkins to it. You can see how the paintwork's gone on it as well, and how the walls have come out. I like how the walls have come out. I think they've come out pretty effective. You can see the weathering is not fantastic on this now. I'm seeing it on camera. It's putting a bit of downer on me for some of the weathering skills that I've picked up making these dioramas. It's a bit rough. I probably should have weathered it fully. You can see it's not weathered in the middle. I was trying to give it the effect that it'd been mainly weathered in the top when the rain manages to get in there and stuff like that, and at the bottom, so not so much in the middle, but I can easily go back and fix that. But the texture that I've gone for is just like the wall filler stuff that I've used quite a lot in my dioramas. I just covered the foam with it and just used like a lolly stick to give it that sort of effect of a wall. Something different, and it stands out as well. You can see I added like the pillars as well, what's in that actual scene of the picture that I took from the movie. I think there was some little lights on the top of there though, but I hadn't added them. I think the floor and everything turned out looking good. That's pretty simple to do. The steps and everything came out looking good. The banister and everything. But yeah, and you can see how that looks. It's very difficult. I couldn't decide what to do with the colour of this. What I was thinking, because of the pictures that I took, you couldn't really tell. It's very deceiving, and I didn't go back to watch the movie again, which I probably should have, but I like to watch it at Halloween time. So I think the actual top of the stairs and stuff, the porchway and everything going up to the house, was probably a lighter colour, and it's not actually a brown. So I just went with a brown anyway. I probably should have gone with a lighter colour, but I think it looks okay. I think it does stand out as well. That's what I want. So yeah, it turned up looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. As I said, it does need some stuff adding to it, like some more Halloween decorations and stuff like that. I'll need adding to it, and then that'll probably finish it off. Maybe a bit more weathering to it, but for now, I'm happy with it. I really like I said, the pumpkins. I think the pumpkins turned out looking awesome. I also did a bit of modification to actual Sam itself. Now, it's not completely accurate, but what I did, I actually I stuffed basically his pants and everything, so they're a bit more like chunkier. They should be more baggier, but I like this look. It looks like the look of him looked like they fit better. His outfit, and I also took his, so it's sort of like he's trailing under his feet as well. And then I added a lot of blood to it, just blood splatter and everything because it felt like it needed it. But yeah, I think it turned out looking good. Something different. I've even weathered his little weapon, what he uses. So how I'm gonna have him basically just stood there on the steps. Get him standing pretty good. There we go, like that. So that's how I'm gonna display him. I also weathered his bag as well and put some blood as well in on the bottom of the inside of his bag. I made it so there's like a bit of a weight in there as well, just to make it look a bit more realistic. And then what I've been doing is just, so it looks like he's got hold of it basically, and he's just on the stairs with it. Just something like that. So yeah, this is how it's going to be displayed with his little own personal diorama. As I said, he's been waiting for a diorama for a long time. I've had this figure for I think nearly 4 years now, so it's been needing a diorama for a long time. It's fairly big as well. It's fairly wide on the shelf, so it does stick out a bit, but it doesn't look too bad when it's up there. And yeah, I think it turned up looking good. I'm happy with it anyway. I'm glad that I actually made it in the end, and I like that I've modified him slightly, just made him a bit more chunkier at the bottom, fills out a bit more, and the actual blood splatter and everything to him. So yeah, I like it. I think it looks good, especially the pumpkins. I'm really happy with the pumpkins. The pumpkins turned out awesome. To be fair, I couldn't remember. I did actually make some pumpkins before because, like I said at the beginning of the video of this one, I didn't watch it back, so I'm pretty sure. But I did mention that I was going to actually, I'm looking to buy some pumpkins really, because I didn't know if I could make them. But it turned out I did actually make a diorama for somebody else, and he had to make some pumpkins for that, and I made it with the same stuff, the foam. That I just completely forgot. That's how long I've been making dioramas, and it just slipped my mind that I actually did make some, and luckily it came to, I just remembered, and then I looked back at my history of my pictures, because I keep all the pictures of my dioramas in another folder and everything, so I can look back to see where I've come from and where I am with my dioramas and stuff. And I realised that I did actually make some pumpkins before, so I thought I'll just make them again instead of actually buying some and waiting for months and months for it to turn up, because the only way you could get some nice cheap pumpkins is obviously from China, but you're waiting for months and months for it to actually turn up. So it's just quicker and easier just to make my own. Plus, I rather make my own because everything else is being made anyway. So yeah, so that is my diorama for my trick or treat Sam figure from Neca. So yeah. Tell me what you think. Leave a comment down below. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Leave a like in the video as well, please. I've noticed as well, I've gone back and looked at, I know my dioramas videos don't do well. I don't know why. I think it's to do with the algorithm, because I do reviews of figures, and I'm doing painting some figures sometimes, or modifications to figures and making dioramas. So I think it's because it's sort of a bit all over the place. These don't usually get picked up as much, dioramas, but I've also noticed that literally a lot of people watch my videos are actually not subscribed. So if you're watching this video and you're not subscribed, would you please just hit that subscribe button for us, because it will help my channel out, especially if you leave a like as well. And yeah, so again, hopefully you liked it, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.